Hello! Today is day 7. We've done a week, people. It's a week. I survived. Yay! Which means it's just 35 days left until the surgery. Means 3 weeks. My brain is just squashed, basically. It's like I'm finally getting into my head that it's going on. I actually started reading the books I ordered. And I also got into my head to do something weird. We're gonna have today's craving. Because so far it's been like I've had one craving per day. So why not add it as a fun thing, and I can look back at it and wonder like either what the heck I was thinking or that maybe it's something that I will really enjoy. Let's see. Or I will do like is it as good as I want it to be when I can eat again? I think that can be kind of fun. So the first one, bolognese. I don't know why. It's the most simple dish ever, but I really want some. And secondly, egg. What? I've been laughing at this half the day. Like, why egg? Is it protein? It can't be the protein because I'm getting more protein than I ever do in a lifetime. So what is it exactly that's so charming with egg? And the most funny thing is when I got home and did my shake for when I got home, my housemate was frying eggs. I found that hilarious. So I was just standing there in the kitchen chatting with her, just smelling those eggs. So tomorrow we're gonna also do the weight loss. We're gonna do a check-in and see where I'm at, because I don't have a clue. I don't know. And there's also a lot of small things I'm noticing. I'm having some issues today again, but I have a bit better of tools to handle them. And in case you don't know, very common types of symptoms you have when you do a vlcd, a very low calorie diet, is among these. You have nausea, dizziness, hunger pangs, like your stomach hurts because it's just crushing. It feels like it's just crushing in on itself and it's hungry. Fatigue, tiredness, you don't have much energy. I can't imagine training on this because I'm so tired. I don't fully have the energy. I'm looking at customers like there's nothing, as my mum usually says. The wheel is turning, but the hamster is very much indeed dead. That's exactly how it feels. Or the old test TV screen, it just feels like just blank sometimes, and I'm having to look at my coworker like, help, but I no move. But it's going well. Otherwise, I think it's still adjustment period. This is just the first week, but I think I've gotten through the hard bump. You also can get salt deficiencies because mostly of these diets, they don't contain very much of salt. Mostly it's sweeteners, protein powders, and minerals essentially. And salt is very low on that list, I feel, and for some people it can be too low. And I think that's what had been happening to me in the last 3 days, because I started to get these hunger pangs, and I was just like, okay, I just gotta fix this. So I took half a dice of broth instead and added to my soup, and that helped. And it hasn't come back. I feel still queasy and nauseous, but that's just because the stomach is asking me to eat something that it can work with properly. You get cravings, as you noticed. And so far it's been kind of random for me what I crave and not, but also I'm missing the chewing, and I think I will be very crazy by the end of this. We'll see how much I go on to talk about chewing later on. It's also been like sometimes I've wondered, like, I want like salted crackers, just because I know it's a good salt source, and it's not much calories. They would give salt, and they would give the stomach something to work with. It's just that They don't want you to eat anything. They want you to stay on the fluid because they want the fat to get away from your liver as much as possible, so it's easier to do the surgery and less complications. In some clinics, it's also to prove that you're ready to make this change, because it is a big change. But not mine. For me, it's just that it doesn't really matter. It's more of that you need to do this for, in some cases, the fatty parts of the liver are very extensive, so they need to shrink it as much as possible. That's for my case, as I had a BMI over 52 or over 50. I need to go for 4 weeks because I need to cut that down as much as possible for my own sake. You also easily get dehydrated because you only drink a little. You don't get much water from the drinks, so you need to drink. And usually people don't think, they usually think they drink more than they do. I usually was one among them, or more like I knew I didn't drink enough. I just didn't do anything about it, and then at the end of the day, kind of was like, I had 1 cup of coffee. Why am I not dead? And that's why I have my bucket. I love my bucket because it helps so much to just keep track. And for me, it was easier with big container like this because this is what I need in a day: 24 ounces or 2 liters. That's what you need a day, at least. You could always, for example, an ordinary water bottle. This is my favorite mason jar. It's plastic. I will be so sad the day it dies, because I don't know why. I tried ordinary tumblers. I don't like the size of them. They're too tall and too, I don't know. I don't like them. And glass doesn't feel right. This one is plastic all over, and I love it so much. So if you find one, think of me and give me one. I want one, because this is starting to get cracked after 6 years of heavy duty. But any container, just so you can keep track of how much you're drinking. Just a glass and you're not counting how many usually fails. You can also get constipation, and this is because you don't give your stomach much to work with. There isn't much to poop. You will pee like a camel spitting, but you won't go to the toilet as much to do a second. That too much info, I know, but that's just the facts. You will go and pee more because that's all the body has to shoot out, but pooping will be less and less because there isn't that much. You will still do it, it's just not as much because there isn't that much for the body to process into gunk, essentially. And of course, there are things you can do against these. And some of these are, as I said, drink your water. You need to drink that water, otherwise you will get more nauseous. 2 liters may not be enough. When I was in the Cambridge diet, the health coach I had actually suggested to drink 3 liters of water just to bring it on. So hence I'm having a SodaStream bottle, which I know was 1 liter, and having some carbonated water, because I know that carbonated water also helps the stomach. It breaks up the bubbles, I imagine, but it also, there's something in it that just settles the stomach. I don't know why, but it just does. It helps me a lot. And also adding broth to the soup helps because you get a little bit more salt. If you're doing a vlcd and it's not for a surgery, you could count in something like pretzel sticks or goldfish crackers or something like that, just to get the saltiness. Small amounts, very small amounts, and very controlled, but you could essentially do it. You can do that with anything. You can do a vlcd and not having shakes, you can, but it's not recommended because you need very good control. So I would rather take the vlcd and add something to it, because they're so low as it is. It doesn't really matter that you add perhaps 80 calories more or something to that day. Also, timing the meals helps a lot. I tried before and I wasn't as into it to do them on a timely manner that I am now, because I know that this is important. This is training for after the surgery, because it's going to be even more important that I do it, because as it is now, I can just flake out. I could just flake out, have a pizza or whatever. Afterwards, I can't. I can eat even less. I can't eat as fast and everything. And it also really, really helps, which I forgot to type in here, to do your 20 minutes meal. I'm just gonna, let's remember in case nobody will, but you never know. I'm gonna add it. There we go. Good. 20 minutes meals. That's the amount of time you should spend on eating. It doesn't matter if you're on a diet or not. 20 minutes is what you should spend on a meal. So far, for me, the most genius way has been watching an anime episode. They're around 24 minutes. Usually I skip the pre and end. So I know that if I have shake left or gone to the middle, unless if it's an intro I really like, but after a while I'm watching One Piece and after a while you kind of get tired of hearing the same thing. But I know that if I watch those episodes, it's sufficient amount of time for me to be enjoying the meal, and I actually stay longer on them. If I just huggle down that shake, I'm gonna be hungrier faster than if I actually take my time and sit and take it calm, which will also help the hunger pangs and such. Another tip is using a mixer, because if you use just an ordinary shaker that you use by hand, it is a very different taste from when you're using a mixer or mixer staff or something like that. You really whisk it. It becomes like two completely different consistency, and depending on which brand, it also can depend on if you let it stay for a second or not. The one I have, some of the tastes are actually nicer when you've had it to steep for a moment than if you drink it directly after you shake it. And I like also to add ice to my shakes when I use the mixer, because it kind of becomes a milkshake. And some of them are really, really tasty when you do that. I don't think I can do that directly after the surgery, but for now it's more like I need to, since it's a long period of time, I mean it's 23 more days I need to do this, so I need to get tricks for me to be able to do this for as long as I'm gonna do. And that is one way. It becomes a different texture, it becomes much cooler and a different taste by it. So yeah. And as I mentioned before, protein puddings, usually they are a little more calorie high than the shakes, depending on which brand of course, but it's not necessarily a wrong thing to have or use, just as long as you count it in. Just as I said before with my coffee that I want milk, and the reason I want milk in my coffee is that it's not that I dislike coffee without it, it's just that I've had a gallbladder surgery, so I don't have a gallbladder anymore. That makes it easily irritatable, so I can't drink just coffee without it for a long amount of time. So therefore I figured it was better for my stomach to just count it in, because milk is also a pretty good protein source, so it's not the worst thing I could do. But also ordinary coffee is, it stops, what's the word? Your appetite is reduced by it, also with tea. So it actually helps also just to stop your appetite. So far I've had a couple of days tea in the evening. I was about to do some, but of course I forgot about it. And instead have had a carbonated drink, but it works so far. But also distractions. I'm really happy, even though I'm tired now because I've been working for so many days straight, I'm really happy that I do, because I can't imagine being home and having to entertain myself all the time. Even though now I'm only working 3 hours a day, it makes the whole day much easier, because at least 4 meals, 4 meals become more planned, and I don't have to just go and wait for them. The first one is in the morning before I go to work, 2 is during work, and the last one is when I get home. The other 2 are the ones that fills a bit more easily, because it's in the afternoon, evening, you have dinner. Also pollen kills me apparently, even though I'm indoors. But also games in the evening helps, so I don't have to entertain myself 24/7 to keep this at, which I feel really happy about. And a lot of people are actually helping by playing games with me, because I'm the kind of person that likes playing games with people rather than alone. The things that you could add, I imagine, especially if you take it into account, is the vitamins. I take some vitamins as it is because I wanted to see if my depression got better and if I would become just in general more awake and not feel as tired. And it has worked. And I figured it doesn't hurt to just continue with them, because after the surgery I will be on vitamins much more or less like the ones I have for the rest of my life, because I can't pick up as much, and also hormones and such. And you could also add electrolytes like a Powerade. It's a really good pick-me-up, or anything else that makes you rehydrated really quick. And also vary the shakes. Right now I'm kind of stupid, I don't. I'm trying to finish the ones I have, and I've been going by the order of taste. That some of them I really like and some I don't. And I want to cough all the time. But yeah, so I'm trying to empty out one bucket at a time, which is stupid, I know, but it's at the same time I have chocolate left of this and I like that one. And I know I can drink that one a lot, therefore I don't want to I want to get rid of the yucky ones first, so I can order home the ones I like. Is it smart? No. I should have chosen to variate it, but at the same time, I just wanted to get rid of that chai because I was so tired of it. And then I got to the vanilla and I regretted my decision because I should have gotten rid of that first. But it's still better. Those shakes are way better than the other ones I've had. Way better. So I guess that's today's rant. Been quite a lot. But yeah, there's a lot on my mind, and I think that the more into the days we go, I will rant more and more and more, and you just get the uncut. I was very gracious yesterday and got a cut version because I felt like you have to. Come on, you own Vegas Pro, because Humble Bundle, but you own it. Use it, damn you. But otherwise I feel like it's not worth taking that amount of time to edit and stuff. It's better that I just ramble on and you get the uncut version, and I can just ventilate, I guess. So I also feel that these videos are nice in that way, because I get to ventilate something out in the blue, and whoever listens. I don't need to be up in the face of my friends as much. And if they want to take or share or look into it, they will and watch the movie. And those that have commented on it back to me in private and asked me questions and such, and that feels very nice to know that some of them actually do watch. So thank you guys for watching, and all of you other friends that might watch later that are still asking me. Perhaps you're not watching this as I go by, but you're also asking me and trying to entertain me in stuff. So I'm not just constantly just nagging on in my brain. I don't know the English word, but I'm just not constantly thinking about that one thing and going down in a spiral of fear, because as I said before, I am scared. It's just that right now it feels more that I'm taking it slowly, and I'm just like, yep, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be fine. This is gonna be so good for me. I'm more at that stage right now. I'm still scared, but I feel kind of landed a little bit, I think, perhaps, that I'm not as scared anymore. So yeah, that is today's rant, as I said twice now. But yeah, that's good enough, I think. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow with some results and see if I've lost any weight. I'm not sure, but it's hard to tell at this stage. You can't see it, and you can't really feel it. So we'll see what the scale of doom tells me tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.